A little blend of old and new down here at UC. This has just been done. They finished it up in the last 6 months. These are older parts of the hospital that they integrated into this new front piece here. This is the Barrett Center here. This is where my dad is currently, getting ready to get his chemo for today, February 21st, 2023, as of the recording of this. And we're gonna break for lunch and go see a couple of sites, 1 or 2 sites in the city. Gonna go get the old truck, Dad's truck, across from the Barrett Center here. Didn't have to park too far away today. Hello and welcome to Jeff's Trips. Today's trip is downtown at the Barrett Center / UCMC with my dad, but he's getting his chemo currently, or getting ready to get his chemo. And so I'm gonna break for lunch, and they're running behind today severely. So we're probably gonna still end up being down here another 2 to 3 hours. So I decided to sneak out, get some lunch, and visit 1 or 2 sites in the city, and then do a little video, a little trip. So welcome aboard, and I hope we have a good time today. And we're gonna come down here to famous Clifton skyline. Spent many a night down here in my college days back in the 80s, 1, 2 in the morning, and kind of hit this once or twice since my dad's been coming down here to his chemo and stuff, his doctor's appointments. But this is kind of like a little sneak out, and hit this skyline down here on the corner. Skyline. Cincinnati world famous chili. And we got the big Bearcat standing right here, guarding the Skyline Chili parking lot. Beautiful day in Clifton. Yeah, we're heading back here in part of Clifton, or what I think's part of Clifton. And this is a little area that I discovered probably back when I should have been studying in my college days. I would get bored a lot of times and drive around, see what I could find, and discovered this park back here, which is kind of neat. Pretty awesome places back through here too. Old place has been around a lot with some new stuff that looks made to look older. Back here is a monastery, and they turned it into condos. This is way back in the day. They were actually starting to work on them in my college days. From the time I discovered it to the time I was out of college is when they were still working on them. But Mount Storm Park. I brought my daughter back here when she was a freshman at UC. Been back here many times on my own, probably more times on my own than any time, especially back in my college days and thereafter. It's kind of a neat little recluse place away from the city. Yeah, we'll pull up here in the park and check out a couple things. Yeah, on the occasion that it does snow in Cincinnati, this probably, I don't know if this translates too much in the video, but this would be a heck of a snow sledding hill. Just long enough to not be too much of a pain to walk back up. And actually there's several hills to choose from. If you got daring, you could shoot down one of these real steep hills over here. I don't know how some of these bloggers or vloggers walk around all day holding a camera up. I'm in the early stages of kind of messing around with this as a hobby, and your arm gets tired holding the camera up all the time. Guess I have to build up my stamina. It's kind of a neat deal here. They probably have events here every once in a while. That building right there is Hughes High School. You can see that from most places around the city. That's right there across from UC main campus. So that gives you an idea how far out we are. Not too far, but yeah, a few miles or something. A couple of miles. And what's interesting is the way off in the distance down there, you can see the train tracks. Beyond the highway. And those tracks, my other vlog I did was in Kazadale, showing the train track there and stuff. And down here is where that track ends up. Be a heck of a sled ride down here. Yeah, this down here is called the Meadowlands. This is below, or part of Mount Storm Park. This is an unmowed area. It's a program to reduce mowing and increase natural habitats, Cincinnati Parks. And if you want some more information, there's the phone number, 352-4080. And this is, you can get an idea how far down I've come. And then once you decided to go down this hill in the snow, you would end up down in this area down here, which would be crazy. This is crazy. Some of the stuff's coming up. It's been so warm in Cincinnati. I might have to trim my grasses up. Not sure what this is, but it's coming up. So we need to start planning on some yard work. Again, it's 21st of February, 2023. Here's a little placard on Mount Storm Park. It says, Adolf Strauch's impact on American landscape design began at this site, Mount Storm Park, the former estate of Robert Bonner Bowler. Mr. Bowler, upon meeting Mr. Stouch in Europe in 1850, was so impressed with Stouch's landscape design skills, he extended an invitation to visit Mount Storm if Stouch was ever in Cincinnati. Later, Adolf Stouch toured the United States and he reconnected with Mr. Bowler. Bowler hired Stouch to design the gardens of the estate. He went on to design many Clifton estates, and there are a lot of them around here, establishing a pastoral setting for the village of Clifton. And also designed several Cincinnati parks, notably Eden Park and Burnett Woods, and served as a superintendent of parks. That's neat. Stouch's work in Cincinnati, particularly his design of Spring Grove Cemetery, set a new standard for landscape design. And he lived from 1822 to 1883. And that is, we are a fan of the Biltmore down in North Carolina. And this is before that. So that's kind of cool. That was the original mansion. That was said it was removed from the site in 1917. I think this tree is interesting, especially if you look at how it's growing. It's like it fell down and then somehow took root back into the ground and kept on living. That's cool. The bottom of it's even rotted out, but somehow it's managed to survive. That's pretty neat. Get over here so the light holds up good. Not really sure what this is. This could be a sealed up entrance to a cold storage or something like that. Would be my assumption back in the day. That's probably what that is. They kept vegetables and what have you in there. That's like another entrance over here. That's interesting. Squirrels, maybe? Collecting stuff on that rock. Getting the berries out of those pods from the tree. That's cool. So it was a long day, and the pharmacy got messed up because they had a problem with the it's got like a tube deal, I guess, like at a bank that they send the prescriptions to, and that thing got broke this morning. That's the reason why it took so long today to get we came to find out that's why it took so long to get everybody's prescriptions in place, because once they got the thing fixed, they had to I guess the pharmacy got a whole bunch of prescriptions at the same time. So it's the end of the day. Didn't get Dad home until about 4:30. Now it's 5:37, and I'm heading down to pick up his prescriptions. But I did enjoy part of the day. Was able to go over and see Mount Storm Park and Skyline Chili there in Clifton. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next trip. Everybody be good.